Since Pat and James met, it has been found that Kate has taken a substantial amount of money out of his savings account. Given the complexity of the issues, it has been agreed that it would be helpful to get all the professionals helping James around the table to discuss a plan to help keep him safe in the future. Pat has arranged to stop by and help James prepare for this meeting.
Hey, so I think Pat will be here in a few minutes, so yeah, just to talk about this meeting that's coming up and things. So how are you feeling about that?
Meeting,
Yeah, I think it's kind of planning a meeting, and she said she had some forms she needed to look at and things. So
Okay.
what are you thinking? You got stuff you want to ask her, or if it's worth just talking about that before she gets here?
I'm concerned about what's going to be on the table and who's going to be there.
Yeah, I'm not sure who'll be. That's a good. Yeah, I think you check that with her. And
Well, you'll be talking for me.
no, I don't think so. Certainly,
Well,
I wouldn't want to talk for you.
I was
Happy to help.
I was wondering about that because with the police involved, me knowing what was going on, I don't know if people can trust what I say. So
I think they need to, So, but you're worried about that they might not want to want to hear you.
Well, Sam has proved right.
Yeah, it's looking that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that must be her now. You gonna buzz her in? Yeah.
Hi, is it okay if I come on in?
Yeah, sure. Come on in.
Hi. How you
Hey,
guys
how you
doing
doing?
today?
Hi.
Not too bad.
Hey, thanks for having me over.
How you doing? Nice to see you again.
Peter.
I'm okay, thanks.
Right. How you feeling?
A bit worried.
Yeah. What's got you worried?
Just that what other way I know the police are involved.
Yeah. Well, like you say, it was a bit more serious than you thought it was, and because Kate's taken money that you didn't authorize her to, they have had to get involved. They're having to make some investigations, but I thought it would be good to have them at the meeting so they can let us know what's happening. Because Kate lives in the same supported accommodation, I also thought the housing manager should come along. You might have some things to say about how because she's still living by you, whatever happens. And you've been to the doctors, haven't you?
Yeah.
So I think he might come along and have some suggestions as well. But we want this to be your meeting and for you to feel like it's meeting your concerns and needs. So that's why I've come by, so we can plan what we're going to talk about on the day.
I'm concerned about the lack of confidence people now have proven to have in me.
You're kind of worried you won't be taken seriously and heard, aren't you?
I don't know what power I have when I speak now. Now that I've been proved not to know what was going on. I mean, I was never on my own, and everybody else knew I was the last one to know.
Yeah, but I think if we work through the risk assessment, we can come up with a plan so that you do know in future.
Right, well, I've already got my risk assessment. You know, I've already got my life plan.
So you have a life plan that you've done before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got lots of good stuff in it about who you are, what you're good at, and things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So.
I don't know what this does for my strength, though, but this incident, I had my personal beliefs and strengths in the life plan.
And you'd like those to be included in how we talk about, you'd like those to be on the agenda, the case conference?
For a change, I like to talk about my strengths,
Right.
not just why people pick in wheelchairs, you know.
Okay, I understand that. I think that's a good idea. Can I just ask you about one other thing? I sense that there's a lot of friction between you and your sister. And it seems to me that's one of the things that has been causing you some difficulty and has made it difficult.
Well, what's made it more difficult? She's been proved right. So, will she trust me in the future?
I don't know. I think it's probably something you need to work at. How would you feel about her being at the meeting?
Well, as long as she agrees that I have some say in my life.
In this scene, James wants to know, Will my voice be heard? He wants to know who will be at the meeting. He's concerned. I don't know if people can trust what I say. Sam was proved right. Take a moment to pause the video and consider. What issues do you see arising at this step in the process? How would you respond to them sensitively? Here are some thoughts from others developing policy in adult support and protection.
The legislation does say that we should consider advocacy, so if we're involved from an adult protection point of view, council office should certainly be considered offering our advocacy to anyone that's in that situation. So that should be, the fact that we have to consider advocacy should be consistent across Scotland.
Mm.
We're a bit stronger on it, I think. We feel, I mean, I know
that they should be offered it, the advocates.
It's right. It's about accessing the actual right people to actually be there to make sure that people's views are really well represented. And sometimes you have to be a wee bit careful about using carers and family, because if it's a really personal thing to somebody, they might not want family members to come and interpret or sort of translate. So you sometimes have to be really careful about that they're offered that objectivity of having someone totally new in. That means that that information is sort of kept confidential. So that can be a bit of a double-edged sword, and we have to be careful about that.
You know, this business of actually saying, well, it's your meeting. How true is that? I mean, it is their meeting, but what do service users and people who come to them, what do they understand that to be? Because the rest of the conversation was then, will people listen to me? Will they trust me? Will they know that you're telling them that that's their meeting, but actually they're not. They're hearing something completely. They're in a different place.
I think it's that conflict between the meeting being his and who he wants around, and actually who has to be around.
It's that tension around. It is to do with the person, that they have to be central or very much a part of it. But actually we probably go and invite all these people and we tell them, rather than we say to them, if this is preparing for it, we're not sitting down and saying, well look, we're going to have a meeting about this and who do you think should be involved, and actually we think these people should be involved, which to me would be more inclusive.
People who access services who contributed to our research had these suggestions. Meetings to prepare should include time to relax and time to focus on positives. Choices in what communication, problem solving and planning works best for the person need to be explored early. Care of the person's privacy should be taken and the plan for doing this explained. If the person needs more support, they should be offered an advocate to work with them early on, and that offer should be repeated as it may take time to realise what's going on. The person should be involved in setting the agenda. This means they should have support to make sure their goals are understood. The social worker's goals may need to be explained, particularly concepts like capacity or resilience. Common goals should be identified and ways of working out any differences there may be. The person should have a say in deciding who comes to the meeting. The person should have the choice to buy the biscuits or other things that set the scene for the meeting. Options that are going to be discussed at the meeting should be on paper, and what scope the person has to choose from those options made clear beforehand. Remember, choice and preparation go hand in hand. Remember, some people need time to think, go away and come back to a problem. They should have the opportunity to engage gradually and not be rushed by preset deadlines for meetings.